Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the #1 show in the crypto space. Today is December 4th, and oh boy, do we have a show planned for you guys today. So much is happening. Cryptocurrency is absolutely ripping in December, which usually is a pretty bearish month. We have a $3,800 ETH. Tron's hitting all-time highs. XRP is pumping. Cardano's pumping. The list goes on and on. HBAR's up 100%. XLM is ripping. It is wild. And also, for those that are joining us here today, we do have a $1,000 giveaway of a token that is not yet live. They're going live. I think it's on Monday or Tuesday. We'll get the correct date. So you won't get your tokens today, but it is a very, very, very cool company outside of crypto, right? This is not a Web3 company. It's a Web2 and Web3 company bridging the gap. So shout out to Crypto Autos for sponsoring the stream. We'll go over all those details here as well. And first off, let's bring in our co-host. Rodney, how we doing?
What's going on? You get $1,000. You get $1,000. Everybody gets 1,000. We're just doing so many giveaways. But Jake, you know, the bull market must be back, baby, because I mean, we have all sorts of bullish news for crypto. All cryptos, meme coins, altcoins, Bitcoin, Ethereum's moving today, which is insane. So it's a pretty bullish show. So before we even get started, make sure to like this post, repost this post. And if you're watching over on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share with a friend. And if you want to participate in the giveaway, Jake, it's the first comment in this stream.
Yeah, and I actually just retweeted it. So if you want to, let me go ahead and see if I can share my screen here, Rodney, if you don't mind me doing this.
Absolutely.
So here it is. If you go to my Twitter account, you can see that it's right here. Massive giveaway. We're partnering with Crypto Autos to give away $1,000 of Autos token. Follow the chads, retweet the space. We're going to be giving this away live here today. Rodney, I don't know if you've heard of Crypto Autos because it's not even launched yet.
Yeah, I actually read through the website, and it's funny because, you know, us in the crypto space, we're kind of synonymous with nice cars, Lambos, even though Jake and I are a little more low-key than that. But, you know, usually the stigma is when Lambo, right? So I actually like it. You go over the website, it seems clean, it seems professional. It's going to be interesting to see like how the crypto bros use this because it seems like a perfect use case for just people in crypto in general. I
don't know, man. I think that, you know, I'm partnering with them. So I got in touch with them in the crypto space and I'm partnering with them. And I'm going to Vegas in 2 days, right? You guys know that. And they're getting me a Lambo in Vegas to rent around, to drive around. They're taking care of it. They have like 300 plus different locations in the United States where you can rent cars. And we're going to go over Crypto Autos in full detail, but it's not often that I talk about a crypto project and I'm actually very, very excited for it, right? Like you can rent you can rent luxury cars with your cryptocurrency. And even they go, Jake, what car do you drive right now? I go, Rodney's Tesla. They're like, what do you mean? I don't have a car right now. And they said, well, when you do decide to buy a car, let's say you want to buy a car this year, you can make your purchases through Crypto Autos with crypto, which I think is going to be a very, very bullish use case because all of you guys that are watching this are obviously making money now. I believe that all of you guys will have a lot more money in the future if you do decide to buy a car. Why would you take it? I don't know how this works. I'm not a tax guy, although we are going to be talking about taxes in this segment a little bit. Why would you take the hit, right? Why would I sell my Ethereum? Let's say I have Ethereum. Why would I sell it to USDC, cash it out to USD, buy a car, get taxed like 7 times on that transaction when I could just take my Ethereum and buy it through Crypto Auto? So we'll be taking a look at that too. I think that's probably the most bullish use case. Obviously, just if you go to Miami or go to New York for a weekend and you want to rent a luxury sports car, you can do so with Autos token or with Bitcoin or ETH through Crypto Autos. But also the fact that you can buy a car through crypto is pretty cool in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's fantastic. I think that and there's a news story that we have today talking about how, you can actually buy, you can use crypto to pay for a cruise line. And I think as time goes on, more and more places are going to start to accept cryptocurrency as a form of currency because people forget that Bitcoin was created as a form of currency, not like digital gold, even though that's how we're treating it right now. But yeah, super pumped for it. Super pumped for mass adoption, and we're headed in the right direction. And it all starts with use cases like this, being able to use your crypto to pay for everyday things.
Absolutely. Question says, are you guys giving away people here on chat, YouTube? So we'll go through that right now, actually, before we get into the cryptocurrency news and the prices, which are pumping. But here's the tweet. So go ahead and enter this giveaway. Just go to my profile picture, guys. It's the first tweet that is up here right here. Massive giveaway. We are partnering with Crypto Autos to give away $1,000 of audios. All you have to do to enter, Rodney, is retweet this tweet. Follow all the chads that are up here. Brandon's at $8,500, 8,500 followers. Absolutely cranking.
Nice.
Winners will be selected. So you have to retweet this tweet And then you do also have to retweet the live stream. So go to our live stream as well. Type in Twitter, go to Jake Gagan, find the live stream, and then just retweet this as well. So right now, Rodney, there's only 25 people that are entered into the giveaway. That's crazy. Over 1,000 retweets. And if we chose it right now, which we don't have to wait till the end, only 25 people would be entered. So make sure to retweet this space as well. And then that is how you enter the $1,000 giveaway from Crypto Autos. Once again, shout out to Crypto Autos. Thank you guys so much for doing this giveaway. Very, very cool token. In about 40 minutes, we'll go into it. We're going to be talking about their raise that they had. They did their public raise yesterday. They raised 100%, which is fucking wild. I think it's like $4.6 million, which is, I mean, think about that. A token that hasn't launched yet, just based off of speculation, I guess you could say, but they also have a real world business that's already built out. But raising $4 million is very, very impressive. Let's go ahead and pull this up now. Let's get into the cryptocurrency news because we are ripping today, Rodney.
That's right, baby.
Let's start with Bitcoin. We always have to start with Bitcoin, $95,800. But guess what woke up, Rodney? Who woke up to sleeping giant? Ethereum is at $3,800 today.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday, and a lot of people thought if XRP could flip Ethereum, and we said that, hey, anything's possible if Ethereum stays where it's at. But one thing I did mention yesterday is that don't forget, Ethereum is going to have its run. You know, we're up 8% on the day, 7%. We're still looking for a little more, in my opinion. But Ethereum is still the king for a reason. There's a reason why the narrative of a flippening was so big last cycle is because Ethereum can do some wild things. And remember, Bitcoin dominance is decreasing, which is pretty much how much of the market cap Bitcoin controls. It went from about 59% down to 53%. So you're starting to see altcoins and everything else running, filling up the rest of the market cap. So I'm telling you guys, Ethereum isn't dead. It's not down. It might have been down a little bit, but it'll definitely have a comeback.
It wasn't really down. I mean, here's the thing. This is what I was saying. And guys, if you are watching the show, I don't want to toot me and Rodney's horns. We've just been in this for a while. I mean, I've been in this space for 7 years and you know, the whole time before any altcoins were running, before XRP was running, before Cardano was running. But I mean, really, it was just Solana. That was it. It was BNB hitting all-time high. It was Solana. Tron was down. I was saying this does not make sense right now where Bitcoin is at $95,000, $99,000, even $85,000. And all you had was meme coins running. I mean, all of these videos are live. They're on YouTube. We can go back and clip it. But I was saying for a long time that we will have an altcoin run. This just doesn't make sense. And then what do we see right now? All of these different altcoins are running, which we're going to get into. So if you are joining us here today, I think it is, Rodney, really, I really do. I say this humbly. I think it's the #1 show in crypto. Obviously, the size of the show tells you that. We're getting over 10,000, 15,000 people per show, which we appreciate you going. And also, because of the tokens that see the value in our show, they're offering to give away just $1,000 to be hosted on the show, which is incredible as well. And obviously, just the free alpha that we've been giving. We've been right a lot. I mean, we've also missed a lot of predictions. Like I didn't predict XLM pumping, which has been incredible, but we have been right a lot. And this is a very, very good time. And I just appreciate everybody that joins in because we're all going to win together. That's what this is about. We are all going to win together. So let's pull this back up. XRP up to $2.50 today, $143 billion market cap. Tether, we are going to be talking about stablecoins, Rodney, because stablecoin, new kid on the block that might be cranking it. So we'll be going over stablecoins. We obviously usually skip this because it's always going to be pegged to dollar. But $135 billion for Tether. I would imagine that we see a lot of this dominance start to slip when XRP stablecoin gets listed on these exchanges and goes live. Solana, 235. Rodney, are you surprised here for Solana? We're seeing ETH run, we're seeing XRP run, we're seeing Cardano run, but Solana hit an all-time high last month over 260. Are you surprised to see the price kind of fall back a little bit? I know that it had a really crazy year. It was up over 400% of the year. Are you surprised that we're not seeing Solana continue to dominate up to a $300 Solana token?
No, absolutely not. I think a lot of people don't know that the reason why Solana mainly, in my opinion, was running was the fact because Solana meme coins were doing big things and they're still doing big things. We'll talk about a few Coinbase listings here, one in GigaChad. But yeah, so Solana had a massive run, you know, and it did its thing. And now it's time for the other altcoins to run. They're going to run in different times. Altogether in a bull market, we're seeing like positive price action throughout the last year, but they're going to take their turns running. So, you know, if you're a part of Solana, if you have Solana, we just hit an all-time high. There's a lot of other altcoins who still haven't really done that just yet. So, you know, Solana is cooling off a little bit, you could say, but still in the grand scheme of things, it's doing very, very well. So Solana is going to run again. Yeah,
Solana is still up 283% of the year. But when we were looking at this, you know, on 11/22, when it hit all-time highs, it was up over 400% on the year compared to Ethereum that was 50%. And that was one thing that we mentioned a lot when we were talking about ETH and Solana. Was like, it's wild. And we were also relating it to meme coins because we were saying, hey, Solana meme coins are running. ETH meme coins really haven't had their day yet. Well, look at Ethereum's performance versus Solana's performance. Solana was up 350% of the year, which means that investors in Solana were up 350%, most of them, if not more, because that wasn't from the bottom of Solana. And those people all have more liquidity. Imagine if you put in $10,000 and it's worth $35,000. Well, now you have $25,000 in profit to go invest into some meme coins and some other things, right? Even if it's $1, $2, $3, $5, $10,000. We're on Ethereum. Most investors were only up about 50% in the year, but now we're seeing that start to flip, and we're starting to see Ethereum dominate a little bit as well. How about BNB, Ronnie?
Yeah.
I saw it up to like 780 earlier this morning.
Yeah, so BNB, obviously, it started off as an ERC20 token, became its own thing, was the Binance Smart Chain. Now it's called the BNB chain. Obviously, a lot of drama with, Binance and then the three-letter agencies getting fined $4.3 billion, CZ going to jail for 4 months. But what has BNB showed everybody that a lot of other exchanges haven't? Well, during 2022, a lot of exchanges went under. Yesterday, Alex Mashinsky just got sentenced to, I think, about 30 years in prison. Now, during that time, BNB wanted to bring more transparency to the space. So they started asking people for the proof of reserves, where on Coin Marketplace, which is a company owned by BNB or Binance, you could see exactly what are these crypto exchanges holding, because we never had that transparency. And even though they faced a lot of FUD, because I think in 2023, the SEC made them shut down their stablecoin in BUSD, it didn't matter. Even when we had these potential runs on the bank and there was mass FUD in the markets and they were accused of doing illegal things, according to our government, they survived all the FUD. And they're the biggest exchange in the space by far. It's not even close when it comes to daily trading volume. They're the number one exchange. Next is number two when it comes to exchange score, but in volume, they're still number one. And they've shown to be bulletproof. And the price of BNB is reflecting that. Now, BNB tokens, I haven't seen much on the meme coin side or just anything in general. I think the most famous one is what was it called? Fucking SafeMoon. But besides that, BNB has been doing its thing. It's rocking. So it's a very strong exchange. It survived a lot of FUD, and it's not going to get it's only going to get better for BNB.
Absolutely, 100% agree. So that is BNB ripping today, 755 today. Dogecoin on the rise up to a $60 billion market cap. Cardano is another one, Ronnie, that was trading at 30 cents for quite some time. And now it's up to $1.20. Look at this on the month. Cardano, 33 cents. And if you look at it on the year, it was trading around 30 cents since the end of the bear market. So back in September of 2022, it fell down to 30 cents. Let's just call it November. It really traded around 30 cents for the longest time. We had a little bit of a run up to 76 cents, back down to 30 cents. But look at the month for Cardano. $1.18 today, up 260% on the month. And it was trading at 32 cents at the beginning of this month.
Yeah, Cardano looking very good. And Cardano is one of the ISO 222 compliant coins, along with, I have a list right here, XRP, Quant, Algorand, Stellar, Hedera, IOTA, XDC. And they're all moving together, and they were top altcoins during the last cycle. And that's because mostly the SEC, everything's changing in there with that regulatory body. We're going to have a new chair. It seems like they can actually become a part of like the everyday financial institutional system. That's the goal of some of these coins. And yeah, they're all kind of pumping. I think a lot of them are up, since over the last month or so, about 200 to 700%, depending on which one you look at. So Cardano running with the rest of the ISO altcoins.
Yep. And next we have Tron, Justin Sun's token. Rodney, I don't know if you've been watching the performance of Tron.
I have.
Look at this, 35-cent Tron. For the longest time, we were saying, hey, Tron just hit an all-time high at 17 cents. It was incredible. 35 cents for Tron, up 116% on the month, up 75% on the day. And on the year, it's up 245%. I think the all-time high was around 22 cents last cycle, back in 2018, 2 cycles ago, excuse me. This is one of the meme coins that didn't hit an all-time high in 2021, interestingly enough. And now it's at 35 cents. What do you think all of this is accredited to? I know Justin Sun, he's always been a very captivating figure. Obviously, he's not American, so he's not like a Brian Armstrong. He does speak English, but he's not, for some reason, as accepted here in America, or welcomed, I guess you could say, or praised maybe is the correct word, as CZ Binance is here in America. But he did buy a banana for $6 million, and then he ate the banana. And after that, the token started going parabolic, obviously getting in the news. But what do you think the Tron pump is accredited to? It's not like they just launched their meme coin launch pads and are welcoming the meme coins into the space, because that's what brought them to an all-time high 2 months ago over 17 cents, but now 35 cents, doubled their all-time high from last year. This is impressive. What do you think what do you think is the reason that Tron's seeing this pump? Maybe it could just be due to the altcoin pump too.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously Justin Sun runs Huobi or HTX, the exchange. So he has his hands in many different parts of crypto. Tron has really welcomed meme coins to their ecosystem. I think he was the first really big developer of a big network, besides like Sui. Sui's done this too, but to really lean into the meme coin culture, that's one. And can you imagine having so much money that you can pay $6.2 million for a banana and then eat it? Like that's crazy. Another thing, and I think this may be the reason why Tron's pumping, is that he has some involvement in World Liberty Financial. So that's pretty cool. I think so I think he helped him in some way. I think, he gave Trump like $18 million. I'm trying to read right now, but I read something about this. So he's going to have some sort of involvement with Trump's kind of cryptocurrency. You could say, not initiation, but
his token. His platform.
Yeah, pretty much. So that could be the reason why Tron's pumping. And just because it's a damn good altcoin. It's a damn good altcoin that's been doing well for a while, and we're starting to see most top altcoins run. So that could be the reason why TRX is doing some big numbers.
Absolutely. I think that you're right there. Avalanche as well, $53, up 23% on the week. Toncoin just hit a $7 time. Polkadot ripping, thank God, at $10.74. Chainlink is at $24. XLM is right around 50 cents. HBAR is up 104% on the week at 29 cents. And Sui is now at $3.62, $3.62, while Pepe is still the number 23 meme coin in the world, number 3 meme coin in the world, number 23 crypto project at $8.8 billion market cap. So, Ronnie, to sum it all up for people that are watching, what a time it has been. Altcoins are absolutely ripping, and meme coins are ripping as well. It's really feels like this is like the start of an incredible bull run.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we have all three major parts of cryptocurrency pumping. Started off with Bitcoin because of the ETF, hitting an all-time high in May. Meme coins, meme coin craze literally hit the entire space. It wasn't just on Ethereum anymore. It was on Solana. It was on Base. It was on, now Sui and Tron. And now what's really going to bring us, into this crazy, you could say like a mass adoption phase where everyone's hearing about crypto is the fact that top altcoins are starting to pump. And that's due to the fact that, the landscape of the entire world is changing with politics, and we have pro-crypto people in our government. We have other, people, and we have Putin talking about how you can't stop Bitcoin and those sorts of things. So yeah, cryptocurrency is just becoming huge. And I just hope that we keep going down on this path, and this new presidency like really embraces crypto, maybe more than we even think. So bullish for crypto all around.
Absolutely. And I should say that my comments here on X are down. My comments on X are down. Wow. I can't see everybody's comments. Actually, yep. Now it's working. It's back up now, so I can see everybody's comments. So this is the giveaway that we're doing, guys. This is, I guess, your final chance. We're going to give you your final chance to enter. We'll be picking this in just a second. It's pinned here. Over 1.4 thousand retweets. Go ahead and do this. We will be talking about crypto autos a little bit more in just a couple of minutes. I think it's a fascinating project. And let's get into the news, Rodney. I mean, there is some big news here today regarding Coinbase listing meme coins. This is crazy. Let's get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to pull up my screen here, I want to show you guys another website you can use if you want to check like the biggest cryptos that are pumping on the day or the biggest dips in the day. It's cryptobubbles.net. Just go up here and toggle to day, and you can do market cap plus day. So we're doing market cap plus day to get you into some other altcoins that may be off your radar, maybe in the top 100 or top 200. So check these out. Like we have ApeCoin, CRV, BGB, Beam, Gala, TRX, like some of these altcoins that you guys probably wouldn't notice. So green day in the crypto market, even though you may not see it on the first page of Coin Market Cap. Now, big listings today. Coinbase is jumping off the top ropes. They're listing meme coins. And today they added two other big bullish meme coins to the space. One Solana, one Ethereum. Obviously, the Solana one is GigaChad. I don't even want to talk about the FOMO I got for GigaChad, because shout out to Jesse. Shielded this to me I could have got in at a $1 million market cap size, and it didn't happen. So GigaChad listed on Coinbase. Coinbase starting to list more and more meme coins, and Turbo Toad token. Now, Turbo Toad was one of the bigger meme coins during Pepe's rise. It pumped. It did nothing. If you go to Coin Market Cap here, you can see that, I mean, the Turbo's evolution is insane. Right here, we go to Turbo. It's crazy. I mean, this is a meme coin that was pretty much created by ChatGPT with $69, had a massive pump in May of 2023, literally flatlined, did nothing, and out of nowhere hit these insane all-time highs. So shout out to Coinbase for getting more and more liberal with listing meme coins. Jake, what's up with Coinbase? You know?
I actually made a video on this today because it is shocking. Do I want to give away the video? Do I want you guys to wait and watch it? Well, I'll give it to you guys because I love you guys. But I mean, this is happening for a number of reasons, right? First off, I think the most important is that Gary Gensler is gone. Now, Coinbase only listed one meme coin in 2023. It came at the end of 2023, and that was Bonk. And Rodney, as you know, I do believe that Bonk is closely tied with the Solana founders and has some connections there. I'm not going to get into that here. So they only listed, Coinbase only had SHIB, Doge in 2021, right? In 2022. And then towards the end of 2023, they had Bonk. Now, Rodney, I know you remember back in 2023 when everybody was on Twitter saying #delete Coinbase, #delete Coinbase because they weren't listing Pepe when it ran up to like a $5 billion market cap. And instead of listing Pepe, what do? Well, the interns sent out an email to everybody that had a Coinbase account saying, hey, Pepe the Frog is a racist meme coin. And people lost their shit. Now, I was leading the charge of the delete Coinbase tweets and virality, although I love Coinbase. And I never even thought about deleting my Coinbase account because it's just so easy to use. Although now I am partnered with Crypto.com, who I think is a very, very good exchange. And if you guys want to get $25 in Crow when you sign up for a Crypto.com account, just use the code Jake Gagan, all lowercase. You get $25 when you do sign up. We'll show that here in just a second. But back to Coinbase. A lot of hate, weren't listing meme coins. And I think a lot of that was due to regulation. They were just uncertain. Hey, can we list this? Will we get in trouble if we list this? We've already been sued by the SEC like 20 times in Wells notices, and we tried to work with them. Maybe it's better if we just don't list any meme coins for now. Well, what did we see? As soon as Jesse Pollock, who is the founder of Base, got appointed to the Coinbase executive team, within a week, they listed a project. Now, that project was called Degen. I call it a meme coin. I call a lot of things a meme coin, although it does have utility. It is a utility coin, but could be seen as a meme coin, right? Very, very memeable token when you look at the branding and marketing, etc. After that, Ronnie, we saw a Pepe listing. Finally, Pepe was listed on Coinbase. The next day, we saw a Dog with Hat listing. Then we saw a Floki. Yesterday, we saw a Mog. 2 days ago, we saw Moodang. And today, we see Turbo and GigaChad. I think a lot of this is happening. Number one, because Jesse Pollock is a true degen at heart, right? I interviewed him on the On-Chain Summit. We hosted an event, Ronnie, at the On-Chain Summit. Who were all the people that came to support? Meme coins on the base chain. We're buying booths. We're supporting. We're there. We're talking to them. We're interacting. I think that opened to his eyes to what's happening in the crypto space. Number two, because Gary Gensler was gone and maybe Coinbase and the legal team are feeling more free to list these tokens because they don't feel like it's going to be ruled as securities. That could be a big reason. And Ronnie, I crunched the numbers earlier this morning. For Pepe alone, Ronnie, Pepe is doing it right around $50 million in 24-hour trading volume on Coinbase today alone. Just Pepe. Let's just say, I don't know what the exact fees are because I have Coinbase One, so I don't get the fees. I pay for like a monthly subscription. Let's just say it's 2%, right? Let's just say they charge a 2% fee, which it's probably higher. It might be higher. That means that Coinbase is making $1 million a day just from listing Pepe on their platform. Now, I just named about 7 or 8 other ones that they've listed. Let's just call it 10, right? Because they probably will list more tokens. Let's just say they list 10 tokens and they're all making $1 million a day. They're making $10 million a day just from listing meme coins. Rodney, that's $30 million a month that they're making. Coinbase is a for-profit business, right? They're not a charity. They're not a nonprofit business. They are a for-profit business whose goal at the end of the day, because they have shareholders and they have a board, is to drive as much revenue as possible. Well, listing these meme coins is going to drive hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars onto their bottom line and make more money for their company. So for those 3 reasons, I think Coinbase is listing more meme coins. Obviously, attention that they're getting. Obviously, it's good for meme coin investors, holders, and also retail buyers because, Rodney, you make some great tutorial videos. I have to give you credit where credit's due. But not everyone knows how to go onto a Phantom wallet or a MetaMask and use Uniswap. They want to go on Coinbase, click a couple buttons, and buy Pepe. And Coinbase is now giving them the opportunity to do that with a lot of good projects.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge money-making opportunity for Coinbase, and it's really smart and something they didn't really get into in 2021. And I think that's because the perception people had on meme coins was that they're just quick pump and dump scams, which for 99% of them, that's true. But there are some good big meme coins out there, like the ones we see getting listed on Coinbase. And now, having Coinbase is kind of blessing, you could say, because they list it on their exchange. I mean, there's some good meme coins out there that really have no utility, that have no, you could say, any promises to change the space. They're just fun community tokens that people like to buy and become a part of, right? Something they can change their PFP to and those sorts of things. And yes, it's a big money-making opportunity for Coinbase because, in my opinion, and this is applicable to some, big altcoins like XRP and XLM and those sorts of things. But most people hit me up about meme coins. They want to know where can they buy Pepe. They want to know where they can buy Dog with Hat, Giga, Turbo. And now instead of giving them a whole tutorial of like, hey, I need you to download Uniswap or MetaMask and Coinbase Wallet and get and use a decentralized exchange and send some Ethereum. Now they can just download a centralized exchange, KYC themselves if that's what they want to do. Obviously, you have to with a centralized exchange, and use your bank account to buy your favorite meme coins without having to go through all that hassle. Because the truth is, even though us people that have been in DeFi for a long time or a while, we don't really like centralized exchanges because they can be dangerous. The truth is most people are going to want to use them because they're just easier to use. And maybe then they'll go and use a decentralized exchange later down the road.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you there. And Rodney, we don't like all centralized exchanges, but one that we do love is crypto.com.
Yeah, tell them.
And you can actually sign up today for a crypto.com account. Clicking this link here, you'll see it all over my X, and you receive $25 in Crow tokens using referral code Jake Gagan. Now, Rodney, I have some bad news.
Oh, what's the bad news?
Well, we have over 1,000. We have over 1,400 retweets, 1,900 retweets on this tweet here, Rodney, and only 80 retweets here on X on our live stream. So if you have entered the giveaway and you haven't retweeted our live stream, well, unfortunately, you will not be a winner here today. So make sure to go retweet this live stream, hit the like. Let's get these numbers up. Just go to my profile, guys. You will see it here. I just said we are live. Click the one that's actually here. Retweet this. And let's get it to 100 right now. But Rodney, if they don't retweet it, I think we're going to be strict about that today. We might be strict about that today.
Yeah, we clarified.
They might not win the money. How about yesterday? We did a giveaway for Hoppy, and I sent the tokens to the wrong address.
Yeah. So we were sending our giveaway winner some. He already has his tokens. He just DM'd me, but we accidentally sent it to the wrong person. But hey, it happens. Mistakes happen. He was cool about it, obviously. So I sent him a little bit of ETH on the side because the token did pull back a little bit, and ETH is pumping today. So shout out to him for making a little bit of profits. But yeah, so it happens. But we always stick to our giveaways, and I'm super pumped, Jake. We have another giveaway Friday. So if you missed out on all the ones before, you're gonna be tapped into the next ones if you just hang out, join the show. And we got to be a little strict on the reposting the stream because we've been talking about it. So if you get picked on the prize picker, and we'll pick we'll do 10 winners just in case the first few don't follow the rules, and we'll go in descending order. You got to follow the rules, and you have to make sure you repost the stream. Okay, that's part of the deal. Now you have to repost the stream if you want to be entered to win $1,000.
Absolutely, it looks like people love these giveaways too. We have almost 5,000 people in here live. Shout out to Crypto Autos, one of the tokens I'm definitely most bullish on this cycle. I mean, they're giving me a Lambo in fucking Vegas. I'm going to make a sick ass video clip too. They've partnered with a lot of big people, but this is a utility that relates perfectly with cryptocurrency, Rodney. If this was give me an example. Let's just say tickets to a sporting event, right? Which could be good for crypto. I would probably use that. Anything where people can spend their crypto in the bull market is going to be big. But if it was a ticketing app, hey, buy sporting events with your crypto, I'd be like, I think it's cool, but dude, people in crypto love luxury cars.
Yes.
You can go to 300 plus locations in the US alone, all over the world. You can rent luxury cars with crypto, and you can buy a car with cryptocurrency. I think it's a perfect use case. We're going to get into Crypto Autos in more detail in about 10 minutes. Thank you again for them for sponsoring the stream. Ronnie, do we have any more breaking news? I know there's some big news today.
Yeah, we have a ton of them. So this was interesting, right? So obviously big war with Russia and Ukraine. So Putin, Russia's president, says that Bitcoin and digital assets will continue to develop. Now check out this video. I thought it was pretty interesting. Quick little 30-second clip.
Биткоин кто может запретить? Никто. А использование других электронных средств расчета кто может запретить? Никто, потому что это новые технологии. И чего бы ни было, чего бы ни происходило с долларом, эти инструменты так или иначе будут развиваться, потому что все будут стремиться к тому, чтобы снижать издержки и повышать надежность.
So that's actually, I know you guys didn't understand that, but we have subtitles here, but they pretty much talk about hey, who can stop Bitcoin? And Putin says, nobody. It doesn't matter if you try to stifle it, everyone else around the world is going to use it. It's one of those things that we've always talked about with Bitcoin. You get with it or you get left behind. There's no in between. And that's why we're starting to see the United States come around to it, because the truth is, the dollar right now dominates the world. But the reason why Bitcoin was created was for peer-to-peer payments, because we're not kind of tethered to banks. All you need is a phone and a wallet address, or some sort of electronic device and a wallet address to use Bitcoin to pay someone for a service, especially Russia, where the ruble is not looking so good. These sort of emerging technologies are a big deal. So that's an interesting statement from Putin. It's something we kind of thought, but it's interesting to hear him say that. And now we have, Trump obviously pro crypto, and now obviously Putin, spitting some facts here. So very interesting from Russia's president. They call him prime minister, president. What do they call him over there? I don't know.
We call him a dictator over here, brother. When you're in office for 40 years, you're a dictator. Who was the president or prime minister that started this all? Who was the first one to be bullish and be shit posting on X every day?
Gotta be Donald Trump, baby. Woo!
Nope. Nayib Bukele from El Salvador.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He's a Chad. He started us all. That guy looks cool as fuck.
He does
that guy looks cool as fuck. Rodney, do we have any updates on South Korea? I was diving into it yesterday. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's not really crypto related, but like anytime a massive company and crypto is huge in Asia, and especially South Korea. There's 2 exchanges that are based in South Korea that actually shut down trading yesterday. So let's talk about South Korea if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So yesterday, martial law was declared by their prime minister, because apparently he was saying that the opposition is they're kind of like their values are aligning with North Korea, right? Now, here's the thing. That's some dictator shit, right? That's some dictator shit. Now, Parliament blocked the martial law, and pretty much martial law is when the military kind of controls the government. They control the media. It's like for weird instances when you need that sort of thing. And it's like, look, we're supposed to be, South Korea is supposed to be democratic. You're not supposed to be like your, tyrannical neighbors to the north, North Korea, because obviously we know a lot about North Korea. But Parliament blocked it. There was no martial law. And if anything like crazy like that happens with South Korea, it could definitely affect the entire cryptocurrency market as a whole. So that stuff is behind us. But I thought that was very, very interesting how that all happened, and everyone was freaking out online.
Yeah, obviously just crazy stuff. I mean, I wouldn't expect to see martial law being initiated, but doesn't look like it's fun over there. And prayers to everybody that's in South Korea. Okay, we got about 10 minutes before we do this giveaway. Ronnie, what else do we got?
Yeah, absolutely. So if we go to Cointelegraph over here next, so check this out. So RLUSD stablecoin launches today. Here's everything you need to know about its features, use cases, and a role alongside XRP. Now, if you guys didn't know, the stablecoin market's about $200 billion. We have Tether that's currently ranked number 4 in the entire cryptocurrency space. It's at $135 billion. Then we have USDC around $40 billion. So obviously Tether is dominating. But one of the big things we learned from last cycle is that algorithmic stable coins don't work. And another player there's a lot of like algorithmic stable coins that are not part of this anymore. BUSD actually got shut down by the Securities and Exchange Commission, and that was Binance's stable coin. So the market kind of just opened up, and now we have 2 dominant forces. Really, Tether's the most dominant right now, higher market cap size, but since USDC is an American company, Circle, people probably trust it a little more, and probably trust that it's actually backed by real world assets, and that's what these stablecoins backed by assets are supposed to have. But now we have a new player in the game, and that's Ripple, of course, XRP. So here's the thing about Ripple. Ripple wants to be used for cross-border payments, right? That's what they want. Now, if you're using Ripple, the actual Ripple coin for cross-border payments, like there's no stability there. Having a stable coin is going to create a bunch of stability, right? So Ripple is preparing to launch its United States dollar-pegged stablecoin, RLUSD. The cryptocurrency community highly anticipates the launch, which is expected today. So according to Fox Business, Ripple is expected to launch RLUSD on December 4th, following approval by the New York Department of Financial Services. The blockchain firm has cautioned against tokens claiming to be RLUSD or Ripple USD until an official announcement confirms the launch. So if you're on X, make sure you're not getting scammed by other fake RLUSD. So this is important. RLUSD will initially launch on Ripple's XRPL and Ethereum, right? So on Ethereum and XRPL. Introduced in June, RLUSD is a 1-to-1 US dollar-backed stablecoin, 100% backed by the US dollar deposits. 100% backed by US dollar deposits. Not paper, like Chinese paper, like allegedly Tether is, and it's supposed to be a 100%, right? And since Ripple is in the United States, it better be, backed. You know what I mean? Short-term U.S. government treasuries and other cash equivalents. So a little mix here. Since early August, RLUSD stablecoin has been in beta testing on Ripple's decentralized public blockchain platform, the XRP ledger, XRPL, and the Ethereum mainnet. Ripple said it plans to expand RLUSD to additional blockchains and decentralized finance protocols over time. So this is interesting, right? So RLUSD and XRP will complement each other. Once their stablecoin is available, Ripple plans to use both RLUSD and XRP in its cross-border payment solutions to serve its global customers. So Ripple's going to be using both of this to serve their global customers, which everybody wanted to know what the stablecoin was going to be used for. And let me tell you something, Jake. I'm going to start looking at some RLUSD to park some of my profits in.
For sure. I think that, look, we don't get financial advice. I won't even try to. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Yeah. Like we saw with BUSD and also Terra Luna stablecoin, they're not always promised. That was advice that someone gave me back in 2021. He's like, hey, you need to stable up. It was when ETH was at $4,900. He's like, you need to take some profits. This bull market will not last forever. You need to put it into stablecoins. I was like, how do I do that? Yeah, I was so new. All I knew how to do was just swap my ETH on Coinbase. So he's like, park some ETH in stablecoins. And he said, I would diversify in case one of them goes under. I did have BUSD before it went under, right? We had fair warning. But if you had, let's just say you had $100,000 in Terra Luna stablecoin, that was now worth zero. But if you had $33,000 in Terra Luna, $33,000 in USDC, $33,000 in USDT, well, you would still have $66,000. So I think it is good. Just like we always say, diversify in your investments, or at least that's what we do. Diversifying on stablecoins is good. Do I think USDT is good and has the reserves? Yes. Do I think USDC is good and has the reserves? Yes. Do I trust Ripple stablecoin? Absolutely. There's some other good ones like DAI and other ones out there. But yeah, I think diversifying your stablecoins is also something that's very big. And I think that we will have some competition, Rodney. I think that Ripple stablecoin will start off slow. You'll probably see 20 billion, 30 billion, 40 billion dollars in those stablecoins. And then you probably will see people diversify, and you'll probably see some of the market share from USDT drop into Ripple, and also the market share in USDC drop into Ripple as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we don't know why algorithmic stablecoins don't work, because we don't know, there's some sort of thing that can happen, like the death spiral, they called it with Terra Lunas. We just know that they can be broken, and that's not a chance we want to take. And so everybody's opting for, stablecoins backed by some sort of real world assets, like they said, stocks and bonds, cash equivalents, treasury notes and those sorts of things. And the beauty about, BUSD, Binance, a stablecoin, is that even though it was going under, it never had a run on the bank. It never depegged, really. So shout out to Binance, another feather in their cap, that even though their stablecoin went down, people still were able to redeem it and swap it for something else. So yeah, so really bullish on RLUSD, and I'm really bullish to see where this goes.
Absolutely, 100%. So let's get back into this. In about 10 minutes, we'll be picking the giveaway. We have 6,500 people here live. This is the giveaway tweet. I'll retweet it one more time just so everybody can get their fair chance. And we're giving everybody a fair warning today. So we'll retweet this here. Go ahead, follow everybody in the tweet. Do this. Once again, shout out to Crypto Autos, a very, very cool company. We'll be detailing this in about 5 minutes, exactly what they're doing. But this is live, so go ahead and retweet this tweet. It's at the top of my Twitter picker, and we'll be picking this in about 5 minutes, Rodney.
Yeah, absolutely. Super pumped for that, guys. Make sure you follow the directions. We have way more reposts on this current live stream. Let's get those reposts up, because we want you guys all to be entered to win that giveaway. I mean, another $1,000. So far, every time we've given somebody $1,000, I think they've been in a foreign country, which obviously $1,000 goes a long way on that side of the world. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to buy anything. All you have to do is repost and follow people. Like, that's a pretty good trade-off to be entered to win, right? We're not saying, hey, buy this and we'll send you this. No, just repost something, follow some people, and you get entered to win. So pretty big.
I've heard of harder ways to make $1,000.
Yeah.
I've actually done harder ways to make $1,000. And even, dude, $1,000 goes a long way in America. It goes a very long way in some of these foreign countries. How should we do this autos giveaway, Rodney? Is it one banger?
One banger.
It up?
One banger, baby. One banger. You know the rule. We got to do one banger.
Should we do $1,000 to 1,000, or $1 to 1,000 people?
Someone said that yesterday. That would take so much time. We would spend way more money in gas, right? Is this an Ethereum token? It is,
yeah,
right?
the gas would be very, very, very large. I do want to look at some of the top meme coins before we get into the next piece of news here, because we haven't done that yet today. So we talked about Pepe. $9 billion market cap for Pepe.
Oh, easy.
Wow. Ripping. Dog with Hat, 3.2 billion. Bonk is 3.2 billion. Flowkey, 2.2 billion. How about Bread on Base? Back up to a $2 billion market cap.
Yes, sir. Not surprised. One Coinbase, damn it.
Hopcat, 1.3 billion. Peanut the Squirrel, 1.2 billion. Mog, after the Coinbase listing, is trading around a $938 million market cap. That's kind of where it was trading yesterday. Interesting that the Coinbase listing didn't have that big of an impact. Nero, 743 million. Turbo is up 17% on the day after their massive listing. Moodang up to $533 million market cap. Chill Guy is officially on the Coin market cap rankings above a $500 million market cap. We love Chill Guy.
Yes, sir.
SPX, 636 million. How about Snack, Rodney, on Cardano? $570 million market cap.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Cardano meme coin's going crazy. I wonder what the next sender is going to be, you know?
And GigaChad, 481 million after their massive Coinbase listing. Punky, 320 million. Do you think we see a Punky listing?
Eventually, yes. Punky is such a steal, in my opinion. I'm so incredibly bullish on Punky. And we've been incredibly bullish on Punky since the very beginning. And real quick, shout out to GigaChad. I know they had that issue with, I think, their marketing wallet getting hacked and still got the Coinbase listing, you know? So shout out to them. Love it.
Yeah, exactly. So you did mention Brett on base. I do think a Coinbase listing is inevitable for Brett. They have a big party in Miami this week. Actually, it's going to be today at Live Nightclub. Brett on base is going to be having a massive party down there. $2 billion market cap, looking very, very strong today, which we like to see. And do we have any more news before we go into crypto autos?
Heck yeah, we got a ton more news, but
let's get through it.
I'll kind of condense it. Okay, so real quick for Jake. Jake, I'm sorry for your PTSD is going to flare up here if you want to share my screen, Brendan. Alex Mashinsky pled guilty in fraud, and I think he's going to get 30 years. So the founder of Celsius, Mr. Don't Trust Banks head ass boy, got sentenced to 30 years in prison. And the crazy thing about this, Jake, is I remember when Celsius was collapsing, him and his wife pulled out millions of dollars while everyone else ate shit. So
and they had inside information.
Oh, yeah.
I pulled out my money because I saw Terra Luna go down, and I had a feeling. I remember it vividly. It was April 2022. I was sitting on my balcony smoking a cigar, and I go, just by myself, just thinking, and I go, well, if Terra Luna can go down a $40 billion market cap and be worth zero overnight, this exchange that's holding my money, that's paying me insane interest, could go down as well. I actually met Alex Mashinsky in Miami. They had like a Celsius party, and I went up there. I was like, hey, how's it going? I love your platform. Thank you so much. And he just didn't care at all. Just like didn't even look in my eyes, So that was strange too. But Alex Mashinsky, I think they ended up losing like $8 billion or like billions of dollars of money, and 30 years in prison is most likely the rest of his life.
Yeah, absolutely. So that guy sucks. So shout out to you, Alex Mashinsky, for wrecking everybody. Another piece of big news that's supposed to be happening today. Huge news in the crypto space. New crypto era begins. Trump to announce SEC chair pick as soon as today. So this article was put out yesterday. Gary Gensler is resigning on his own because Trump promised to fire him on day one. So we'll see who that is. I mean, it could happen as early as today. We don't know, but it's going to be nice to get someone, hopefully, who's pro crypto in there. And the last piece of news, I thought this was pretty cool for mass adoption. I mentioned this earlier. Just in, Virgin Voyages becomes the first cruise line to accept Bitcoin for payments. Jake, I saw about a couple of weeks ago, there was a festival. I forgot which group they were. Festival groups like it's Insomniac are going to be accepting crypto for festivals too. So this is like the first step in the right direction for mass adoption. Jake, do you like cruises? I hate cruises.
Not really my thing, but I've never been on a nice cruise. I probably went like a Carnival one. There are nice cruises out there, so I don't want to say I hate all cruises. I know the Four Seasons has a dope ass cruise that's like 3 weeks long that takes you through like the Amalfi Coast. There's another one through Greece, so I'm sure there are nice cruises. The ones that I went on were not necessarily the best. So still bullish though. We still accept mass adoption, and we still want it any way that it can come. Okay, so pull this up. This is a friend of my company's. This is actually who I use for my taxes. I said crypto regulations are coming, and DeFi taxes are a nightmare. Apps, missed fees, tokens charged, hidden taxes. Apps, missed fees, tokens charged, hidden taxes, and mistakes equals audits. BCM, aka Blockchain Management, has you covered. Call or text now this number and book a free 15-minute consultation. So if you guys are out there and you need help with your crypto taxes, these are guys that I use. I always recommend Rodney to use them as well. All you do at the end of the year, right? If you are a degen and you have multiple chains, like I do, ETH, AVAX, Solana, SWI, et cetera, you don't have to have the headache of calculating all these. You just send them your wallets on the chains, and then at the end of the year, they send you your profit, your gains, your losses, your fees, et cetera. And they kind of condense it for you very, very simply. So that's actually who I use. I'm not paid to say this. I'm just helping them out. And pull this back up. This is their website. You can take a look at what they're doing. And they have all of their different things that they do. They go through your taxes, your cost basis. They produce you just a sample at the end of the year to send us your CPAs. And pretty affordable. $19.99 a month, $74 a month, or $439 a month, depending on how advanced of a trader you are.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, in the crypto space, we can definitely get it can definitely get messy. And I had an issue where last year when I was doing my taxes, the person I had just gave up because they didn't understand crypto, which I don't blame them. It's confusing. So, you know, as time goes on, more and more people are going to be becoming experts in the crypto space, especially with taxes. And if you have a ton of wallets out there, or you're just a straight degen, it's good to just put it off in someone else's hands. So definitely a fantastic service.
Yep. Shout out to them. Okay, cool. So let's get into the giveaway now. So here's the giveaway. Massive giveaway. We are partnering with Crypto Autos to give away $1,000 of autos to our audience. This is your last chance. I am going to do this right in front of us right now. So if you haven't yet, guys, this is your last chance. I'm going to take this link. I'm going to go over here. We're going to go to, let me minimize this. We're going to log in.
There it is.
Logging in to my Twitter. I think it's with my Twitter. All right, logging in, and we are in. Let's create a giveaway. Go ahead and pull back up. Twitter giveaway. So this is the tweet. Connect to Twitter. Let's
go.
Shout out to Autos, Rodney, for this giveaway.
Yeah.
There are a lot of retweets, so we're going to just enter this in. It will load in the background while we go over Autos, so you can see that it is loading right now. So, Rodney, a little bit about Crypto Autos. We've talked about it quite some time. They are disrupting the $4.1 trillion car industry with their token Autos, bridging Web2 and Web3 in a dual approach, global car marketplace and RWA platform. As I mentioned, they had their raise yesterday. In 5.5 hours, which is not a lot of time, they raised over $4.5 million, and they already have 1,700 holders. The average token, the average buy for their sale, their raise was $2,600. That sounds like the bull run to me, Rodney. Raising $4.5 million in 5.5 hours is very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell there's a lot of people that are interested in this. And I think that for the same reason why we're interested in it is because it feels like this is a sort of actual utility that people would use. So I'm not surprised that, that sold out and they got so much money. They raised so much money. And I mean, their website's clean. I mean, the website's clean, Yeah,
here is their website. So you can discover your next luxury car. We already talked about a little bit exactly what they do, but essentially they have locations all over the world where you can rent luxury cars. You can buy luxury cars using your crypto. So here you have it. This is a Ferrari SF90 Stradale, I believe it's called, where you can buy it for 4.6 Bitcoin, which doesn't sound like a lot, or $61,000 in ETH. Is that supposed to be ETH? 61,000 ETH. What is that? TON. That looks like TON.
Ton,
but you can also do it in cash, $438,000, et cetera, et cetera. So you can buy, rent luxury cars here. As I mentioned, I am going to be partnering up with Crypto Autos when I go to Las Vegas, Nevada tomorrow, and they're going to be getting me a Lamborghini to drive around out there. So I'll be testing it out. I'll be posting a video. I'll be streaming. I'll be doing all that good stuff to show you how easy it is to book it, to buy it using the application, everything there. Now, Rodney, also, they're going to be giving away $1,000 on their stream, which is very nice.
Yep.
But also, Rodney, I don't know if you saw this. They have a giveaway of their own that is going live here. Let me go ahead and pull this up.
Wow, I didn't know that.
They're giving away a car.
Now let's go. Let's see the video. They're giving away a car?
Yes.
Give it to me.
An Audi would be good. A BMW could be nice, actually. Wait, a Mercedes could also be nice. But a Lamborghini?
Give me the fucking name. What is that? This game. Coming up. Talking shit. I've had enough. Coming up. Talking shit. I've had enough. Like this and like.
So there you have it. They're giving away a Lamborghini, Rodney, live on their live. And I'll pull this up. I'll get the exact instructions on how to enter this. If you do wish to, I'm going to enter it. Why not? And I was on a space with them last night. And they were saying like, hey, how do we know that you're going to give this away? Everyone says that. Well, they're like, well, because we are. We're not going to give it to our friends. This is how you enter it. Participate in the Ford Foundry public sale. Minimum tokens was 500 USDT. Hold your autos tokens until the snapshot. Snapshot date is taken in Q1 of 2025, 1 week after the snapshot. No territory restrictions.
Wow.
All holders are eligible. So a lot of people always said we're giving away a Lambo. Didn't Mother say that? I think Mother said that too. I wonder if she actually gave it away.
Yeah. I don't know, but
They picked a winner. I wonder if they actually gave it away. But anyways, this is a token and a project that actually has a large list of cars in their arsenal, and they're giving away a Lamborghini, which is pretty bullish. So if you haven't entered yet, make sure to go ahead and enter that giveaway. And that's a little summary on crypto autos. But like I said, they're giving me a Lambo tomorrow, I believe, which is going to be very exciting. Or maybe it's on Friday in Vegas. So we'll be driving around Vegas in style thanks to crypto autos. And congrats to them, Rodney. $4.6 million raises. That's wild. That is wild.
yeah, absolutely. That's a lot of money, and it just goes to show the interest that people have in this project. I mean, dude, congrats to people who can win a supercar. Jake, what's your dream supercar? What do you like?
I don't know if I'm really a supercar guy.
Me neither.
I think my dream car is probably a G-Wagon.
G-Wagon.
Yeah, a G-Wagon. But I mean, like, I see all the supercars, the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, the Bugattis. Like Andrew Tate has a Bugatti.
Yeah.
I got a Bugatti. I'm so rich. But I mean, I think it's just a nice, classy G-Wagon. Those are still nice cars, but I don't know if you consider that a supercar. How about you?
Yeah, so I'm really not. Maybe the new Porsche, the Porsche 911s. I think those are pretty cool looking. It's funny because all of our neighbors have like these sick ass cars. I do like Teslas though. I think I might get the high end Tesla next. We'll see, but I just love that they're so fast. I do love the Mustang 5.0s, the GTs, the 5.0s. That they do look sick too. Something about a Mustang. I had a Mustang before this, like a little V6 manual guy, but something about a Mustang looks badass. I don't know. Not really a supercar though, but.
Me neither. I think it's because we're big. You know, when you're 6'4" or 6'1" like you,
Yeah.
still big though. It's like
Yeah.
it's hard to get these supercars. But I was thinking about getting a Cybertruck. Cybertrucks are dope. And
Dude,
Tesla
they're
was just doing some
sick.
Black Friday pricing recently. I don't know if they still are. I almost pulled the trigger. I waited. I don't have a car right now for those that are asking. I don't think anyone's asking, but
Yeah.
you don't really need one.
No, I mean it depends, on your lifestyle. But no, we don't really need one. I do like to have a car just in case. I need to bebop around town. I'm a big go around town and kind of shop guy. Sometimes.
Yeah, I think that I will, like, at the end of the bull run, use crypto autos, and if I want to buy a car, just buy it in crypto. I think that makes sense. I would love to learn more about that. I want to ask the team, how does it work with taxes? Because, like, let's say I was going to buy a Tesla for $80,000. I cash out $80,000 in ETH. That's a taxable event, so you pay 30% on that. And then you get taxed on the payment as well, right? When you purchase something in America, sales tax. How does it work with Bitcoin? Like, how does that work? I wonder if I send my Bitcoin to Cryptos Autos and they keep that and they pay cash. I don't know how it works, but I want to ask them in a little bit more detail exactly what that looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be interesting to see exactly how that. I'm sure there's some sort of taxable event. Obviously, you got if you're operating in the United States. They said they work with everyone around the world. So
yeah,
and on your territory, But if you're in the United States, there's got to be a taxable event.
It probably makes sense to go to Dubai and purchase it, right?
Yeah.
It would probably make the most sense. Like I said, we're not tax advisors. That's why I use BCM to help us with that. They are certified CPA. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see if this giveaway is pinned up.
How we doing?
There it is. All right.
All right. Let's pick like 10 winners just in case the first few don't.
All right. Autos giveaway. One winner with 10 substitutes, guys. We are strict on it today. And we will put it in the logo tomorrow. I think that this is a good color for it. So let's go ahead and get it going. Let's confirm it, Rodney. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, ready. Let's go. Let's rock.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. $1,000 giveaway sponsored by Crypto Autos. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Thank you to Crypto Autos as well. Congrats on the raise that you guys had. $4.6 million in 5.5 hours is pretty mind-blowing.
Yep.
I got to say, I am very, very impressed. And thank you guys for getting me a Lambo in Vegas next week. Should I make it green for the Lambo I'm going to get in? Let's just do that for the Lambo. All right, 3,676 people have entered into this giveaway. Good luck to all of you guys. We will be picking one winner, $4,000. If you do win right now, I will let you know. Tokens not yet live, so you won't be getting these tokens till about 3 or 4 days. So just so everybody knows. But we have sent all of the winnings so far. So thank you to everybody that has sponsored us in the past. Thank you to everybody that has sponsored us in the future. And we do have one that's going to be going live on Friday, which we'll talk about in just a second. But if you're ready, Rodney, Rodney, ready?
I'm ready.
Are you Rodney ready?
I'm Rodney ready, baby. Let's go.
Let's do it. 3,676 people, only one winner here today. Let's start it up. And the countdown has begun, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of $1,000 in autos goes live in 3, 2, 1.
The winner is Jonah. What the hell?
Johanna Memo.
Joanna. Let's see if they followed the rules. Uh-oh, but check ya.
Uh-oh. Do, 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 do. Do they follow me? Me. Yes, they follow
They didn't
me.
repost the stream.
Eisenhower, Crypto Autos,
Oh, but not me. Oh no.
LFG Now. They probably do. Brandon and Rodney.
Yeah, nice.
Let's
Okay.
DM them. I want to get them on the stream too. Let's see if they can come on. Guys, if you do want to come on the stream, you're more than welcome to. I think it's fun. You won 1K in autos.
Let's go.
Join
Congratulations.
us live. Are they in the chat? Did you see them in the chat?
Say again.
Did you see them in the chat?
I did not see them in the chat, but congratulations.
Congratulations. $1,000 winner. Like I said, it won't be live for 3 or 4 days, I think. I don't know the exact date, 3 or 4 days, but you will be getting it there. Are they in the chat? Everybody say congrats in the chat. My chat is broken, but I do want everybody to say congratulations on winning.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't know why my Twitter thing. Can you see the comments in StreamYard? No? A little bit broken?
Yeah, something's weird with the comments today, guys.
Yep. At least the stream is working today. Yesterday we were like throttled at like 1,000 viewers. Now we have
Yeah.
close to 9,000. We'll probably have 10,000 by the end of this stream. But congratulations! I just sent the link. I would love if they could join us. That is Wolfman Knows. Go ahead and pull up my screen again. Wolfman Knows, aka Johanna Memo, marketer, BNB holder, Web3 promoter, social media marketer. So congrats to them on winning. And looks like they're a true DJ. Look, they're reposting Rodney on December 3rd. They've been following us.
Hey, look at that. Thank you.
Is that them on a private jet? No, somebody
Oh.
else. I was gonna say, if you have a private jet, you don't need to win this. Look, they reposted the Hoppy giveaway
Yeah,
too.
they're in. Yeah,
So they're one of us. One of
No,
us. One of us. So congrats on winning that. I did just send a link. If you want to come on, you don't have to show your camera. We just like to hear the excitement. And once again, shout out to Autos, Ronnie. Autos with $1,000 giveaway. We gotta love that. We gotta love that.
Yeah, we absolutely gotta love the giveaway. I mean, like I said, like some of these cryptos could be worth a lot in the future. Maybe not. Who knows? But it's like kind of like buying the dip. So shout out to you guys. You can do whatever you want with it too. You can sell it. Buy the dip. Whatever you want to do. It's your money.
Regardless, it's a free $1,000. Like regardless, like, and we've had tokens go down a little bit because they sent, let's just say, the giveaway money to us like 3 days ago. I know yesterday was like $875 versus $1,000. We will make it $1,000 giveaway. But this one, I'll just have the team send it directly when they go live. Which I mean, dude, especially with launches, you have no idea. I mean, it could go up to $10,000, could go down to zero. You never know. Obviously, if you're watching this Crypto Autos, we're joking. We don't think it will go down to zero, but I always like to say that. Some people always like hate on me. They're like, we're not going to go down to zero. I'm like, I just have to say that because I can't just say it's going to go up to a $100 billion market cap. Every time I make a Pepe price prediction video, I'm like, it could go to 70 billion or it could go to zero. No one really knows. Don't follow me for financial advice.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know. We have some hunches, right? We have some hunches about what's going to do well in the future, but you never know with new projects, small cap meme coins, those sorts of things. So extremely bullish. Shout out to you guys.
Absolutely. So Giga listed on Coinbase, Pepe listed on Coinbase, Whiff listed on Coinbase, Moodang listed on Coinbase, Turbo listed on Coinbase, Floki listed on Coinbase. Rodney, Coinbase is in a listing frenzy. Do you think that we will see a based Brett listing for Coinbase this year?
I sure hope so. I hope so, at least like beginning of next year, because a lot of people, they're expecting that. It's their layer 2, right? It's their baby. Brett is the big daddy on the layer 2. So why wouldn't you list it? I do want to look at this video real quick, Jake. I thought it was interesting. So Mayor Adams talked about so I guess he took his first few paychecks in Bitcoin and people were roasting them for this years ago. Let's see what he has to say now.
We should not be afraid of Bitcoin. Remember y'all laughed at me when I first got my Bitcoin? Who's laughing now? Go look at my Bitcoin now. Y'all all mock me. You're taking your first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin. What's wrong with you? Now you wish you would have done it. And so
yeah, talk that shit, Mayor Adams. He's in some trouble for some shit, but I don't know how big his paychecks are. Probably big, and I don't know when he received those paychecks.
I do.
What do we got here?
So, I mean, we can find out how big his paychecks are, but pull up my screen. So he took office January 1st, 2022.
Ooh, that's not a bad date.
And the price of Bitcoin,
it was around 50 or 30K, something like that. 50 to 30K, I would say.
On January 1st, 2022 was 40K.
Not
but he said his
bad.
first couple paychecks. So if it happened, he got one at 30K. And then if he was still taking it in July, he was making a lot of money. How much does Mayor Adams make? $258,000 on paper, which is still a lot of money. How much does he make underneath the table, though, Rodney? That's the question. I bet that guy is he like a Nancy Pelosi? What's his net worth? He makes $250K on paper, but he's got a net worth of $25 million.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's interesting. So, shout out to this Chad, right? Shout out to Naib and shout out to fucking Mayor Adams. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna make any accusations here on stream. You know what I mean? But that obviously that's the stigma when it comes to politicians. Is that
allegedly? I think if you say allegedly, you can say anything, right?
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, allegedly.
Rodney is bisexual, allegedly.
Shut the fuck up. Jake is bisexual, factually. Sue me, Jake. What's up?
I'm gonna sue you after that. You could not say that. You could not misgender me as well. You misgender me a lot. You always call me a man. You're always like, "What's up, bro? What's up, man?"
Trump's back, baby. Misogyny is back, baby. I'm just kidding. Racism is back, baby.
We are just kidding. Racism is back. Racism is black. The funniest thing is when Rodney's half black, half white. Like, it's funny when you've like supported things that are, I guess you could say, in favor of white people, or maybe like a little bit of hate against black people, where you get called racist, and you're like, I am black, but I'm also white. Like, is it hard for you to not choose a side? But it's like, like how like you have a white mother and a black father. It's like, how do you kind of go about that?
Yeah, the saying is you're too black for the white kids and too white for the black kids. Like people say, if I don't speak with just because of the way I speak, people say, oh, you're really not black. But I'm like, how did Malcolm X speak and how did Martin Luther King speak? All right. Like literally, if I support anything on either side, you have like people that say, oh, you want to be white. So you want to be cool with the white people so bad. It's like, I'm white. I can support policy. First of all, I'm a person. I can do whatever the fuck I want. But society, stigma, pop culture makes it seem like if you're a certain color and you support a certain thing, then it makes you a certain way. Like I'm a racist. I remember I used to work in loss prevention. I used to catch shoplifters, and people would call me an Uncle Tom because I was working in loss prevention. I'm like, okay, I have a job, and you're over here stealing, and you're gonna call me like a snitch or Uncle Tom because I'm.
Who is Uncle Tom? I don't even know who that is.
He's like some famous like black. He's like some famous like it's who they call like black people who like want to be white or some. Uncle Tom.
Yeah, you're working a job. That was your current job, but. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with speaking eloquently and professionally. And I don't think that makes you any type of race, right? I don't think that makes you white. I don't think that makes you black. It's just how you speak, right? There's black people that speak eloquently. There's white people that speak. There's Asian people. There's Jewish people. There's Muslim people. And then there's also all those people that speak in a different way, right? There's white people that speak like this, they talk like this down there in Texas, Rodney, and they shoot guns and stuff, and they drink Bud Lights and throw in big Copenhagen dips. MAGA 2024, baby. But
yeah, exactly.
I think that what you see is like, look at every scientist, look at every physicist, look at most presidents besides the one we have now. Most speak professionally. Most speak in pear-shaped tones. That's what my grandfather used to always say. Whenever I'd mumble like this real quick, like this. He'd be like, Jake, speak in pear-shaped tones. And I think that's something that we see. So, yeah, I don't think that speaking a certain way makes you white or black. I think that everyone should try to speak professionally in a way that people can understand them, in a way that you can make your point very simply. And I think that's probably the way that you should try to speak. I don't think it makes you white or black or Asian or yellow. I think it just means that you're speaking professionally. It's your dialect.
Yeah, pop culture, really fucks it up for black people because if you don't speak like a famous rapper or anything like that, you're not really black. But it is what it is, You know what I mean? I've kind of, just kind of gotten over it. But people gonna be like that. But as soon as as a person, you just stop giving a fuck what people think, the better you'll be off. Because really, nobody really cares. They really don't. They talk some shit online, but you're probably a small portion of the day. Whatever it is you're into, whatever. Be yourself.
It helps
be yourself.
to not take in a lot of comments. I haven't read comments in like 3 years. Sometimes someone will always send it. So I was like, I was talking to a friend, and she's in the crypto space, and I comment on her post, and she like screenshotted me a comment from somebody, and I was like, that's why I don't read comments, and it was something stupid, and the guy's name was like Thick Boy 39. I'm like, why are you reading comments? She's like, I just find it funny. But yeah, I mean, I try to read like my friends' comments, everyone that's in the stream right now. Obviously, we can't pull up comments right now, Roddy, because our our thing is down. These
Yeah,
are
I don't
ones
know what's
from-
going on with that. Yeah.
Literally, my comments haven't been working since
10 minutes.
no, like an hour. An
Yeah,
hour.
Yeah, it's been
These are all
wonky.
off. These say it says 12 a.m. My whole thing's off.
There's a
This
few that I
says,
can read.
yeah, from the beginning of the stream they haven't been working, but I think it's just an error with StreamYard. But we just gave away $1,000 of autos to a winner. Let's go ahead and pull up their username one more time. Where is it? Where is it? Shout out to Trizzy Trey. Look at this. See, I read comments if it pops up on my timeline. Look at this. This is a nice one. Trizzy Trey says, Jake Gagan and Crypto Journeys. I like you guys a lot. A little shill there. I
Yeah,
like
little
it.
shill there.
A
Yeah,
little shill.
Show the Trizzy Trey.
Very positive for the space. Coinbase will add support for memecoin on the base network. We already knew that. My guy Lemmy Johnson saying when the wife says bread is about to gig ascend. Little clickbait photo there from Lemmy Johnson. Like it. Like to see him get into crypto. Biggest memes of our lifetime. Look at that.
Nice.
Good content there. Retweet that shit, boy.
Let's go.
I'm just gonna say, Mr. Beast is
E-
chill. Righty, what are your thoughts on Chill Guy?
I like Chill Guy. Yeah, good project. Good meme. It transcends crypto. I mean, yeah, good for them.
How
I know.
cute is he?
Oh, he's a cute little guy. Look at
What kind of doggo is that?
That's got to be. Wait, what kind of dog is that? Yeah, I don't know.
Who was the dog? Arthur?
That's an aardvark.
Arthur.
That's not a dog. That's not a dog.
What was he?
He's aardvark. An aardvark? No, he's not a dog. He's an aardvark. Arthur. Type in R-A-D.
Nickelodeon.
No, that Arthur wasn't on Nickelodeon, was he? He was on like PBS or some shit.
I used to watch it. Hey Arthur. Was that the
Yeah.
show?
Yeah, it's Arthur. Yeah.
You're thinking of Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I was
Yeah.
so young. You guys are really showing your age. Coach is here. Coach Cam. We haven't had a Coach Cam all day. What the hell's going on?
I don't know.
Oh
Come on,
shit!
guys.
Oh,
Thank you guys for the giveaway. Yeah, I'm still
Oh,
in your seat,
shit.
Lonnie. I'm still in your seat. Take it back.
you taking everything
Like
that
that
fucking
second
work
song
for,
first.
Coach?
Fight off that sickness first, then you
I
can
know,
fight
I
me
know.
for the chair next.
I want your fuck. Remember Nate Diaz call out was so epic.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, we do have a rule. Ronnie, how you feeling? You feeling better?
But yeah, a little better. I probably still am a little sick, but I'll definitely be on there next week. You know.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna go to Vegas and get sick myself. So we'll keep it going. I'll get some virus out there.
You're not getting me sick.
If I do, you guys can stay home. I'll stream here until the sickness is gone. It's better, you know. If one person's sick, although you stream when you're sick, I'm a little bitch. I'm like, nope. I'm laying in bed,
I don't know.
watching Netflix, eating some fucking chicken noodle soupy.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking on a sick one, dude.
I like it. I like it. Well, Ronnie,
Yep.
that's the show. Shout out to
Yep.
Crypto Autos. 10,000 people are with us live. That's incredible. Thank you all for joining us today. I will be traveling tomorrow on an airplane to Vegas, but Rodney will be streaming tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, Rodney, do we have another giveaway on Friday?
That's right, baby, for Based Pepe, which is the Pepe on the Base Network. Now, obviously, you know, the main Pepe reigns supreme, but it's nice to see like another Pepe on another network doing very well. I believe it's at a $40 million market cap size, and it's another Base meme coin. So super pumped for another 1,000 giveaway Friday. Tap in. Tap in.
So congrats to our winner today. They didn't come on the stream, but they did follow all the rules. So they won $1,000 in autos. Thank you to Autos for doing that. Tomorrow, Rodney will be streaming at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to come join them. I'll retweet the links as well. I will not be on there. I will be on a plane. But Friday, I will be live, and we will be doing a $1,000 giveaway of Base Pepe, the Pepe on the Base chain. Rodney, that's it. Great show, brother.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you. Appreciate every one of you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Peace.